And we bring in Chauncey Billups, who has twice been teammates with Carmelo and now teammates with us here at ESPN. Chauncey, it's Michael and Don. How you doing?
I'm good. How you guys doing, man?
We're doing all right. Are you surprised that the timetable Phil Jackson said for the surgery is 4 to 6 months?
I'm not surprised, but I didn't know, how severe Carmelo's injury was. Obviously you want to take your time with it, and get right and get healthy for next season. I guess they're being extra cautious.
Do you believe, though, that it was smart to let him play in the All-Star game? If there's any setback at all, we're talking about him possibly endangering the start of next season.
No. I said it all weekend. I thought, I wasn't crazy about his decision to play in the All-Star game and not play for his own team. My thing is if you're hurt, and you're going to shut it down, just get the surgery and make that commitment that the Knicks organization has made to him, and just getting better and not worry about, playing for the fans in the All-Star game. I thought it was poor judgment, but to each his own.
Now, the other thing that we were kind of surprised by is that the organization said that they left it up to Melo whether he was going to have surgery. Not just when, but whether he would have surgery. How surprising is that?
Well, that's very surprising. Most organizations will kind of take that bullet and try to take, and really take it on their shoulders. I was very surprised to hear them say they was going to leave it up to him if he was going to even have surgery. I hadn't heard that before. If you need surgery, you need surgery. If you hurt, you got to have it. You don't leave it up to a player to say if you're going to have surgery and when you're going to do that, when you want to shut it down. That's a little strange.
I'll tell you what, Chauncey, everybody knows Carmelo and how talented he is, but he is obviously the most powerful man in the Knicks organization, probably more powerful than Phil Jackson. Only Jim Dolan has more power. Now, when you were a teammate with him twice, you were a guiding force. You were a veteran. You had a ring. You had the whole deal. People looked at you as a big-time guy. Does Carmelo need that guidance? Is he ready to be the most powerful man in an organization?
Well, I enjoyed playing with Melo and the years that I had with him. But in my perception of him, he needed my guidance. He needed my leadership. I don't know that he quite knew how to lead a team or a franchise, but at that time, he was young. I couldn't expect him to, although he was already a great player. But, he's best served when he doesn't have to be the leader of the team. And I think that's been shown with his years with me, and even the year that Jason Kidd played with the Knicks, he was kind of leader of the team. And that team was a good basketball team. So, that's kind of how I perceive him. He's a great player. One thing I loved about Melo, he came to work and he practiced hard every single day. He didn't sit out games. He was a good soldier, man. Pretty sure he still is, but I think he needs other strong leadership in that locker room with him.
So we always bring up the analogy, Batman and Robin. Is he a Batman that needs a really good Robin, or does he need to be a Robin and have a Batman come here and be the leader and be the best player?
Well, it just depends on if you're saying, that other Batman is like the guy that's going to lead the team in scoring. Is he going to be this? Is he going to be that? Like in our case, and that's all I can really refer to, I was the guy that led the team. I did all the leading. I did all the holding people accountable. I did all of those things. But Carmelo was the best. He was the best player on the team. He was the best guy on the team. He led the team in scoring. When we needed a big shot, you never know whose matchup would take it, either him or myself. But he was our number one option on the court. Now, in the locker room, leading the team, holding people accountable, that was my job. And it just worked better that way. So I don't know if it was a Batman and Robin situation, but leadership-wise, you need a guy that's going to come and step up and do a lot of those things.
All right, now ESPN's Bill Simmons said yesterday, Chauncey, we're talking with Chauncey Billups here on the Michael K. Show, that there might be other point guards available. Carmelo's insisting the Knicks go out and get Rajon Rondo when he becomes a free agent. Do you believe that's a good fit?
I'm not sure. I mean, and I'm a big fan of Rondo's, but I know the reasons why a lot of reasons why we were so good together is because we ran a lot of 1-3 pick and roll stuff. And if you made a mistake, I can make you pay. And if you made a mistake the other way, Melo make you pay. You got a guy that can shoot and make a play. Rondo's not really that kind of point guard. I mean, if you get Rondo, you better make certain that you get a lot of other shooters around, because people are not going to really guard Rondo in the pick and roll. And when he comes off that pick and roll, coming downhill, he's going to have other outlets around him that can make three-point shots in order for him to get in there and cause a fuss and finish at the rim. Otherwise, if you don't surround him with great talent, it's just Melo and Rondo is not going to be able to get it done.
Do you have faith that Phil can get this job done?
I'm not sure. I mean, this is uncharted waters for Phil Jackson. I mean, he's never, put together a team and then the president. I mean, this is uncharted waters now. I got faith in him as a coach. I've seen what he can do as a coach, but I haven't seen what he can do as a president. I mean, I gotta think that he got a great feel for putting the right egos and talent and skill sets together. But, I mean, in this short little span, we haven't seen it yet.
I wanted to ask you this question when I knew we were going to have you on today because, during All-Star Weekend, LeBron said, I love this place. It's the Mecca. If I could, I would play 82 home games. Well, he could. He's a free agent. He's turned down the place twice. So my point is this, Chauncey. Is this a destination for players, or do they just like coming here as visitors?
Well, I mean, I can only speak for my short cup of coffee I played there. It was fantastic, man. It was fantastic. And I think that it still could be and will be a destination place. Not only the attraction of the city and playing in the Garden, but the New York fans know basketball, man, and they die hard about basketball. And for a guy like myself who was all about the game of basketball, it was great for me to know that when I made plays out there that weren't highlight plays but that were winning plays, they were going to be appreciated.
Right.
That doesn't happen in every city. New York City is a basketball city, so I think it's always going to be a destination place. But you obviously, you have to have talent. It's a tough place if you're not winning. It's a tough place if you're not playing the right kind of basketball. But for me, that was never an issue.